Hi, I'm Ryan McCaffrey with IGN. I am joined at the Battlefield 4 premiere event in San Francisco with the executive producer from DICE, Patrick Bach. Now, Patrick, the game you've just unveiled it after however many months of trying to hold it secret and wait and show it to the world. How are you feeling right now?
Right now, I'm exhausted, but I feel good.
Frostbite III under the hood. It is your signature piece of technology. What were the main goals of Frostbite III when you're evolving the tech from the last version to Frostbite III?
I think the cool thing with Frostbite II was that we took a big step into like the next generation of game engines, and it was a lot of focus on the technology and getting it to quality, getting everything in there from the feature set, etc., etc. And Frostbite 3 is of course evolving on that. So we have all the latest stuff that everyone else is claiming that they have, but what we have on top of that is the whole how you work with a game developer team. What you saw today was of course a testament of what can be done when you have a game team working that tight with an engine team.
So how can we expect, we saw the game running on a PC, how can we expect the visual fidelity to hold up on the next generation console versions of the game?
Well, I can't really speak about any platforms right now, but in general you saw with the Frostbite 2 engine that it was quite scalable. Even though it was our first attempt to build an engine that had scalability across a wide range of platforms. High-end PC versus current-gen consoles is quite a big gap when it comes to the pure horsepower of the technology. So the engine is agnostic when it comes to platforms. So it's more up to us from a creative perspective to fine-tune and find the right balance of what to scale back and what to scale up. And we always want to push the envelope, what is possible to build when it comes to a high-fidelity game. So we would not let a platform, a low-end platform, hold us back. And as you saw in the demo, we're keeping on that push. We want to push the envelope to prove what is possible to do in gaming. And then you have in the engine built in a scalable system to bring everything down so it runs on any platform more or less.
Can you tell me a little bit about the social features in Battlefield? We saw in the upper right corner of the screen in the demo your friends online and some notifications. Are social things, and you mentioned sort of in the demo team play within the single player. Are we going to see co-op return? What are some of the social elements going on in Battlefield 4?
So Battlefield in general is and has always been a very social game. It's multiplayer first. We started out as a multiplayer only game. And we then later added single player. So we want to kind of stay true to that focus on creating a very social and very versatile experience. We're opening up for different ways of playing single player by having freedom of choice, where you pick a vehicle, you can ignore the vehicle, you can pick any weapon, any gadget, do whatever you want. And on top of that, have a very narrative-driven, super dramatic experience. So on the social elements, we don't want that to be in the way of the drama and take over. So that's why you see the notifications in quite discreet up in the corner. But it's also going to remind you of your friends that they are online playing the same game. But also remind you that they are online playing multiplayer. So maybe you want to join them for a multiplayer match. So you want it to be a very, very kind of a transparent link between the different elements of the game, but also a link between you and your friends.
And the last question I have for you, Patrick, is I have to ask on behalf of all fellow fans everywhere, what is Mirror's Edge 2 going to look like on Frostbite 3 technology?
I don't know about any game that is called that, so I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry.
Well, again, I had to try. Patrick Bach, executive producer at DICE on Battlefield 4 for EA. For all things Battlefield 4 and hopefully Mirror's Edge down the road, you're already in the right place, IGN.